Hey man, Boxing Talk 100, man. This your boy K Smooth coming to you with another video. And we're gonna get right into it. Manny Pacquiao versus Terrence Crawford. I mean, is it official? You know what I'm saying? Is boxing finally back on track? Now we can get back into it, you know what I'm saying, and talk about, you know what I'm saying, Terrence Crawford. Like I said, you know, what he's been achieving and becoming a champion at 135 and dominating at 140. And you know what I'm saying? He's been, you know, pretty much fought all the fighters, you know what I'm saying, the top fighters. Now, you know what I'm saying, what we have left is Manny Pacquiao, Earl Spence, and Ugas. And a possible Keith Thurman. But, you know, the headlines is saying Terrence Crawford versus Manny Pacquiao. And see, Terrence Crawford, he been asking for this fight, you know what I'm saying? But it's just with Manny Pacquiao just ducking and dodging and shit. He's the whole, you know what I'm saying? He's the reason why right now boxing is fucked up and it's starting to get back on track. I don't know, Manny Pacquiao, you coming back to your senses? That's good. Because we don't want to see the bullshit with the Ryan Garcia or none of that dumbass shit. We don't want to see it. You know? Let's get boxing to what you know, where it was at the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Boxing rules. Boxing, you know what I'm saying, official rules. You know what I'm saying? Boxing standard rules. You know what I'm saying? What it was supposed to be. You know, so like I said, you know, these fights are supposed to happen. Whether it's Terrence Crawford versus Pacquiao or Terrence Crawford versus Earl Spence or Terrence Crawford versus Yordenis Ugas. I mean, at least Ugas has a belt and Crawford Crawford does have the WBO belt. You know what I'm saying? And Earl Spence is holding the IBF and the WBI. IBF championship belt. Earl Spence is holding the IBF championship belt and the WBC championship belt. And you know what I'm saying? Like I said, Ugas, he is holding the WB championship belt. It just depends on who Ugas going to want to fight. You know, it's not going to make no sense to, you know, backtrack and try to fight Porter. You know, Porter, he don't have so many chances, you know what I'm saying? You was once a WBC title champion and you let Earl Spence take your belt. Even with Danny Garcia, these is guys that we don't need to talk about anymore. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? I'm not yet going, you know what I'm saying, just put Keith Thurman's name in the dirt like that because at least he does deserve a title shot. Whether it's to Ugas or Earl Spence, you know what I'm saying? But we shall see, or Terrence Crawford. You know, but like I said, for the people that knows, you know what I'm saying, it's looking like it's going to be Crawford versus Pacquiao. So we already, you know, if that fight does happen, and you got to look at the other two guys with the belt, you know what I'm saying? Ugas and Earl Spence. You know what I'm saying? Eventually they going to have to defend their belts. You know? So, you know, I just don't understand. Pacquiao, he did have the WBA belt, which he, you know what I'm saying, vacated, you know what I'm saying, by doing all the bullshit he was doing. You know, he had to vacate. But now, you know, somebody, you know, had to say something in boxing to get this shit back on track because people is watching. People, it's a lot of fuckery and a lot of bullshit going on. You don't think people is talking and speaking right now? Oh, this boxing shit is a shit show. And it's starting with Manny Pacquiao. You know, so hopefully, you know what I'm saying, if we be able to get some official news, you know what I'm saying, hopefully Pacquiao, he's willing, you know what I'm saying, to get his senses right. And you know, the WBA, you know what I'm saying, Ugas has it, but, I mean, they can't turn it around, you know what I'm saying? Because you got to understand, if Pacquiao was scared to fight Terrence and Spence, which he, you know what I'm saying, we can say he ducked him and did all that bullshit in the belt, you know what I'm saying, he went to Ugas. But can the people turn it around and actually give Pacquiao the belt back? And, you know what I'm saying, even though Ugas was the, you know what I'm saying, the interim WBA champion, it's only right for them to fight it out. Him and Ugas to see who's the real WBA champion. You know what I'm saying? Pacquiao and Ugas should have been able to fight. You know what I'm saying? Point blank period. You know, but, you know, like I said, everybody is calling out everybody. You know, Crawford, he wants either Pacquiao or Spence. He made it clear. Nothing else really matters. Porter don't matter or Keith Thurman don't even matter. He don't have a belt. Keith Thurman did have a belt, but now he's in a bad position, just like you know what I'm saying, Sean Porter. These guys gonna hope to try to even just hope to get a title match. You know what I'm saying? They praying and hoping to, you know what I'm saying, to try to get a title match, but I don't think it's gonna be go that way. Except maybe Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman, like I said, he deserves a title shot, man, because I mean his only loss was against Pacquiao. You know, and I tell a lot of people, you can't just because you have, you know, one loss, maybe two, you can still be a high champion, but you can't keep getting your ass whooped and just keep getting your ass whooped, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I respect Keith Thurman, you know what I'm saying, for at least, you know what I'm saying, having one loss. I mean, you know, he wants that rematch with Pacquiao, but he's going to have to work his way back up, and hopefully that he gets a title defense match. You know, so Keith Thurman, you know, I feel like it's, you know, it's deserving for him to have a title match, you know what I'm saying? Whether Errol Spence give him one or, you know, against Ugas. You know, plain and simple. We can see a potential Ugas versus Keith Thurman matchup. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, you know, these is the top guys at the top of division. You know, especially Keith Thurman. You know, like I said, you know, I love Sean Porter, and I don't try to put his name in the dirt or anything, but you know, how many times is you gonna get, you know what I'm saying, your chances? How many times is you gonna get a chance to be able to fight for the championship? You've been getting your ass. These people love you so much that they give you a chance to be able to compete for a championship. We don't want to hear about no Sean Porter no more, man. You know what I'm saying? You don't have a belt, that's your fault. You know what I'm saying? You fucked up. You should have been taking these $1 million or $2 million, you know what I'm saying, just to be able to stay active. But you chose to just, you know what I'm saying, you gotta learn how to put your pride to the side, Sean Porter. Now your ass is gonna be looking stupid, and you know what I'm saying, not having no type of title defense match, title matchup, to where you can get a title shot. You know, so Sean Porter, you know what I'm saying, for all the people, you know, boxing fans, Sean Porter can't really be talked about anymore. You know what I'm saying? He's a good fighter, don't get me wrong. He's a good elite fighter, but he cannot, you know, compete on the championship level. He wants, you know what I'm saying? Danny Garcia, to me, was a paper champion. He wasn't a real champion. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to disrespect Danny Garcia, because he did get in a position to where it was deserving for him to get where he was supposed to be. You know, so you can't take that away from Danny Garcia as well, but he lost his belt. You know what I'm saying? I got to be able to keep it real. If you were still a good champion, you would still be holding your belt, Danny Garcia. And you let Errol Spence tear your goddamn ass up. So he's the real champion. You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm talking about when I'm speaking facts. You know what I'm saying? Danny Garcia had his chance, and Sean Porter had his chance. You know what I'm saying? It's plain and simple. You know, you would just be backtracking trying to fight these dudes. Like, come on, man. How many times you gonna give these guys title defense matchups? Like, come on, man. And that's keeping it real, man. But like I said, you know, shout out to Keith Thurman. He deserved his chance. You know what I'm saying? But if he get his ass whooped, guess what? Keith Thurman, your ass is gonna be eliminated as well. You on your last straw too, buddy. Keith Thurman, you is on your last straw. But yeah, like I said, man, you know, Errol Spence, he is holding the WBC title and the IBF title. You know what I'm saying? Ugas is holding the WBA, and Terrence Crawford is holding the WBO. Sooner or later, somebody going to have to unify. It's going to be one champion. It's going to have to be one champion. So, you know, Errol Spence, he's in a good position. You know what I'm saying? He don't beat Sean. At least he don't beat Sean Porter. He beat a good Danny Garcia, and he beat a Kell Brook. That's three top good welterweights in the class of 147-pound division. That's good for Errol Spence. I can see why he's on top and has the WBC title belt. He had to go through some motherfuckers that did have the belt. So how can you know what I'm saying, be mad at Errol Spence about that? You know what I'm saying? I don't see him as being a paper champion. I see him as being a real champion, because look how he did. Look how he did Brook. And look how he did Sean Porter and fucking Danny Garcia. He mollywopped their ass to be able to be in the position that he wants to be in. But still, though, you know what I'm saying? Through that 147 pound division, there's two more belts, you know what I'm saying, to be able to be undisputed. You know what I'm saying? And Terrence is holding one, and Ugas is holding one. So we got to be able to see, like I said, we got to be able to see who Ugas fight. Is he gonna fight Keith Thurman? You know what I'm saying? It's got to be between Keith Thurman and Errol Spence. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be between them two. Keith Thurman and Errol Spence. Who you gonna fight, Ugas? You know, my personal opinion, I feel like the people should set it up with Keith Thurman. At least get him his title defense. You know what I'm saying? You know, Ugas can try to defend that title. And see, you know what I'm saying, if you want to be able to fight Keith Thurman, who is well deserving of a title match. Is it Keith Thurman or is it Sean Porter? You got to be able to ask yourself that. You know what I'm saying? And looking at the record, you know what I'm saying, you got to give it to Keith Thurman, man. You know what I'm saying? It has to be Ugas versus Keith Thurman. And like I said, you know what I'm saying, with Errol Spence, you know, all these fights, you know, if Pacquiao and Spence, you know what I'm saying, if they be able to have, you know, they fight official, you know what I'm saying, where it's stated to where they gonna fight, Pacquiao versus Crawford. If it is official, hey, you know what I'm saying, Errol Spence, he should be able to defend his title against anybody. And you know what I'm saying, fight the winner out of Pacquiao and Crawford. I only feel like the winner should get Pacquiao or Errol Spence. I feel like the winner out of Pacquiao and Crawford should get Errol Spence. It's plain and simple. And you know, like I said, you know what I'm saying, with the WBA championship, let them handle business. Let Ugas be able to fight who he want to fight, whether it's Keith Thurman. You know, a guy like Keith Thurman, you got to understand, you know, he came off that shoulder injury. We don't know how it's going to be for Keith Thurman. Is it going to be the same Keith Thurman, or is this shoulder injury going to continue to give you problems? I mean, you should be healed, but, you know, when people break ankles and, you know what I'm saying, shoulders and, you know what I'm saying, neck injuries and shit like that, it's hard, to, you know what I'm saying, to heal that shit up. So, you know, you can have, you know what I'm saying, broken fingers. It takes time for a broken finger to be able to heal. You know what I'm saying? That shit always going to be with you, you know what I'm saying? And sooner or later turn into arthritis and shit like that. So I'm just saying, with a guy like Ugas that, you know, that has a belt, you got to be able to be smart. Is you going to want to backtrack and give Sean Porter a title defense? That's just wasting time. Because if you do that, Sean Porter going to beat your ass. He going to make sure he take that goddamn belt from you. It's plain and simple, I'm telling you. Because he already beat your ass before. You better just leave Sean Porter alone. Not even think about Sean Porter Ugas. You're done as Ugas. Don't even think about Sean Porter. But, you know what I'm saying, being that who Keith Thurman is and what type of position that he's in, you have to be able to give him a title defense match. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to defend your title against Keith Thurman. I only feel like it's right. Keith Thurman versus Ugas for that WBA title belt. Plain and simple. You know what I'm saying? Pacquiao and Crawford, they going to be set. You know? Now, the only things with, you know what I'm saying, Errol Spence, you know what I'm saying, he going to be able to fight whoever he want to fight. You know what I'm saying? Just continue to handle business. You know, get you a nice tune-up fight, you know, so you can get ready for Terrence Crawford or Pacquiao, the winner of that fight. Or a possible, you know, Keith Thurman versus Ugas. You know, the winner of that WBA title fight. So it just depends. You know, Boxing Talk 100, man, we got to cover all this, man. But yeah, Pacquiao, man, he asking for $40 million, man. You know, with this coronavirus and, you know, this pandemic that we going through, you know, ain't nobody really getting paid, man. But, you know, knowing, you know, the person knowing that who Pacquiao is, you know what I'm saying, I guess the people going to probably try to give it to him, $40 million. And Crawford would get the lower end of $10 million, which ain't bad, you know what I'm saying? $10 million. If I'm Crawford, I want that fully guaranteed, a fully guaranteed $10 million, you know what I'm saying, to go and fight Pacquiao. Because Pacquiao know that's a good amount of money, $40 million. And money is running out. You know, ain't nobody got money like that, man. People is struggling, man. And people ain't got it like that through this pandemic. You know what I'm saying? Through this shit that we going through. So, I mean, $40 million, you know, for Pacquiao, of him being a legend, it is what it is. But Terrence Crawford, I feel like he's deserving of 10 million and make that shit guaranteed. You know what I'm saying? If he getting his 10 million, don't cut shit from that 10 million. Pay that man the way how he supposed to be paid, because at least he don't have no losses on his record. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Terrence Crawford, man. And that's real, man. I got to keep it real. You know, I'm excited, man. If this fight is, you know, if it does happen to be made, negotiations is on the table, you know what I'm saying? And they're talking. So we just got to just sit back and see what happens between Pacquiao and Terrence Crawford. But, you know, Boxing Talk 100, the people want to know who I'm going to pick. I got to go with Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford, I believe he going, you know what I'm saying, he going to beat the shit out of, you know, Pacquiao. And this is what Pacquiao get, because all that plan that you was doing. You know, if I was Crawford and Pacquiao doing all that shit, I'd be like, hell no, I don't want to fight you, Pacquiao. You gonna do all that shit and you gonna stall. You know what I'm saying? When motherfuckers try to call you, you don't even pick up the phone, Manny Pacquiao. I'll be like, fuck that. If I was Terrence Crawford, I wouldn't even pick up the motherfucking phone with Manny Pacquiao. Fuck you, Manny Pacquiao. All that motherfucking shit that you doing right now. I'll let your ass be in the same position Sean Porter in. You know what I'm saying? And I guarantee you, if you was in that position, you'd be like, damn, man, I fucked up. I passed on Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. I could have fought for the WBC title belt, or, you know what I'm saying, the WBO. Which, you know what I'm saying, it's happening, but, you know, Pacquiao, man, he could have really been in a good position fighting for that WBC, you know, because Errol Spence wanted to fight him. Errol Spence also wanted to fight Manny Pacquiao to get him out the way, to be the first one to retire him. But now, hey, I guess Terrence Crawford gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? And I hope so. I hope Terrence Crawford do it. All because, like I said, all because Manny Pacquiao felt like he was playing and shit and ducking. But you know, if the fight happens, Manny Pacquiao, you better come ready. And you better hope your ass win. You better not let your Philippine people down. You know? But Terrence Crawford, a motherfucking boxer like Terrence Crawford, he gonna whip the shit out of Manny Pacquiao. And the boxing fans want to know who am I gonna pick? I'm sticking with Terrence Crawford. He gonna beat the shit out of Manny Pacquiao. He gonna try to whoop his ass. He ain't gonna try to take it easy on, for what? What you gonna need to take it easy on Manny Pacquiao, a motherfucker that's just trying to whip your ass? Fuck all that shit. How much respect can you get? We know Manny Pacquiao's a legend, but fuck all that shit. If I'm Terrence Crawford, I'm going there to try to beat your fucking ass. Plain and simple. And I know Earl Spence got that same kind of mentality. He don't give a fuck about no Floyds or Pacquiao's or Terrence Crawford. Shit, he trying to go through everybody. And y'all got to give Earl Spence credit. You know what I'm saying? He's in a good position. It is what it is. You can be mad or not mad. So fucking what? Yeah, man. Boxing Talk 100, though, man. Comment at the bottom and let me know who y'all think gonna win. Manny Pacquiao versus Terrence Crawford. I don't think, man, like I said, man, I hope this shit do get back on track, man. Because these fights, they gotta happen, man. We don't, you know what I'm saying? Each fighter, you know what I'm saying, is building a legacy. They don't want to be able to not be able to fight each other, you know what I'm saying, and be like, you know, when it's all said and done, they gonna be like, well, I never, you know, if Terrence Crawford, if he don't make this fight with Pacquiao, he gonna say, well, Pacquiao and Spence, they didn't want to fight me. That's what it's gonna come down to, and I don't want to see that. Because like I said, you know what I'm saying, Terrence Crawford, he does have a lot of talent. He's a quiet assassin. He remind me just like Gervonta Tank Davis. They just the same. Got that same kind of mentality as, you know what I'm saying, going in for the kill. Applying pressure. And you know what I'm saying, and going for the knockout. And you know what I'm saying, being able to counter punch and use the jab correctly. Terrence Crawford and Gervonta Tank Davis got the same type of fighting style. Just one at 147 and one is at 130 to 135. But still, though, they seem just alike to me. But we got to see good fights, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's you know what I'm saying. That class is of 147 pound division. What we're discussing, but of 135 pound division, man, we you know it's we don't know, man. We just gotta still see one of them folds. You don't know. We don't know if Theos if he gonna fight Cambosa. You know, with this shit, you know what I'm saying. People ain't traveling, so you know it's hard to try to get from the states. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know. Cambosa, he from I don't know where he's from, but he's not in the USA to where you know what I'm saying he can just get over here because they're not flying due to you know what I'm saying COVID. You know. So Theo said that, you know, Theo said if he can't get Cambosa, then he would fight Haney. What happened to that, man? You sticking on your word. If you can't fight Cambosa, who was supposed to be in line next? Devin Haney. What's going on with that, man? Now with Devin Haney, you know, since he can't get the fight with Theo, that's what the fight should be. If he can't get the fight with Theo, then they're talking about Linares, you know what I'm saying, a possibility, you know, Haney versus Linares. Haney can go out of his way and fight, you know what I'm saying, whoever. It just, you know what I'm saying, it's just guys who's going to want to step up. Because Ron and Tank, these guys don't want to step up, or Theo. They don't want to fucking step up. I mean, we can see Lomachenko, he's desperate, you know what I'm saying? We can see Haney versus Lomachenko. That would be a good challenge for Devin Haney. The fact that Lomachenko just came off a loss. And that Devin Haney, you know, if he considers himself being the WBC champion at 135, he has to still be able to defend his belt. But I feel like, you know what I'm saying, with Lomachenko, he don't deserve a righteous, you know what I'm saying, shot at the title right away. He should be able to make his way up, you know what I'm saying, being able to go through one or two, you know what I'm saying, tune-up fights. Being able to compete at a championship level again, Lomachenko. This is just something that I heard, excuse me. This is just something I heard from Tim Bradley. He was talking about Lomachenko.